This video we are going to install JDBC driver on WildFly or the JBoss, that is the latest version 37, using the command line. So JBoss provided one command line, that is jboss-cli.sh. So we are going to use that command to install one JDBC driver, that is the MySQL JDBC driver. Okay, so which is pointing to MySQL database, so that later we can use that JND name from our program, so that we can connect to this JDB, database. Okay, so first thing is that your database should be ready. So in my case, I am using some Docker image of this MySQL database. So if you check Docker PS1, MySQL database is running, and this is listening on 3306 port. Okay, so we can directly communicate with this database using this 3306 port. And one more thing we can check, like the version of MySQL, so that accordingly we can download this respective JDBC driver from Oracle site. So you can check Docker logs and your container name. Here you can see we are using MySQL 9.4. Okay, so respectively we should download this 9.4. You can see here, you can search from the Google like a connector 9.0. Okay, you can select like platform independent and you can download this file. Otherwise you can use the wget command. Okay, wget, and that path you can put here, and after that you can unzip that file. So once you download that file, it should look like, I already downloaded this file, it should look like this jar file. Okay, once you extracted that file. Okay, so since I am using MySQL database 9.4, so accordingly I downloaded this MySQL 9.4.jar. Okay, so once the jar file is downloaded, then we can, first thing is that we need to download the jar, then we need to install the JDBC driver as a module. So to perform this second step, we need to first connect to the your management server, that is the WildFly management server, using jboss-cli. So first thing is that we need to start this server first. So I have multiple session. You can see my host address is like 47. Okay, so last video we already exposed the management port on this all IP address, that is the host IP and all the interface. So let me start this one second, let me, yeah, so this is the command, and you should always run this command from the WildFly bin directory. Okay, so you can see here I already installed this WildFly on this opt WildFly, and I already inside that bin directory. So I am going to run this WildFly in full standalone mode. Okay, so that I can get the JMS feature also. If you hit enter, it started the process. Okay, it will take a couple of seconds. Yeah, the management server is opened on this port 9990. Okay, so now we can go ahead for this deployment. So for that, first we need to connect to this management port using this command. So in another interface, so this is the second command prompt. So here we can use this command. Again, you need to go to this bin directory jboss-cli.sh -c means connect. Then since we are going to, in this case we can use the localhost 9990, because the same host, we are going to connect. And if you are why I am using this controller, if you are remotely connecting to this machine using jboss-cli, so that time you need to pass this controller address. Okay, because it's not running at the local host. Okay, so that's why we can put this controller equal to wherever your IP address where the WildFly installed, then you can connect to this management port. So it will take I think, yeah, so now you can see it is connected to the management port. From there we can use some of the commands like first thing is we need to install the JDBC driver as a module, so that we can add, using this command you can add one module which is pointing to your jar file. Okay, I will tell you. Since my jar location is, you can see my jar location is opt mysql and your respective jar, so I can put this path. Okay, in module add. So the command is module add, your module name, whatever module you can put, like driver 94 mysql driver 94, it is user defined. Okay, and the dependency you can put, it is depend on Java X API and the transaction API. And this one is important, like resource equal to whatever path the jar file is flashed, the same path you can put it here. Okay, opt mysql your entire jar name. Okay, like this jar. So once you hit enter, now the module is added. So now we can go ahead to create one subsystem. To create the driver. This is the third step. Register the driver in the data source subsystem. Okay, so in if you are using one more thing, if you are using this J module, this is the driver, like something J is there. Okay, so earlier is this one is not there. Okay, so MySQL connector 8.4 onwards, this feature is available, like this driver name is changed, so that you can use this one, like cj.driver. Okay, so you can use this one. So I can add this subsystem to there. I added the subsystem like data source, JDBC driver, MySQL, or the driver module, whatever module we created here, that is in the driver 94. Same module we can pass here, and the driver name, any name you can put, like here I am using MySQL, and the driver class should be, you can take from the MySQL site. Okay, so the new driver name is com mysql.cj. This one is important, com cj. Okay, the previous one is already deprecated, so that's why we are using .cj.jdbc driver. Okay, so let me hit enter, then the outcome should be in success. So once you register this driver, then you can go ahead to create one database connection, the data source. So for the data source, you can add this one, data source add JNDA name. You can define one JNDA name, that is the Java / any name like MySQL data source or something. Then because your application programmer will use this name only. Okay, when they are connecting to this database. So the connection URL you can pass, like in my case the MySQL is running inside this Docker image, so I can put like this the driver path. Okay, I created one database there, like my orgdb1 something. Okay, you can refer the previous video how to create database there in MySQL. And the driver name is whatever the driver name we put here, the same driver name we can put here. And for the database connection you can put, like in my case I use the root and password 123. Okay, so if I hit enter, one data source should be created. Okay, so if we log into this, I think all this three step is completed. If you log into the web interface, so let me log into the web interface. So my service is running on this IP47 and the management interface is 9990. You can get all these details from here in the WildFly. Yeah, so the management port is 9990, and you can see here in the console one data source is added and bounded to this JNDA name. Okay, so from the console you can, command line, you can get confirmation. Otherwise you can go to this UI, and here it will ask for the username password. You can put the admin, and in the module section like configuration, subsystem, and the data source and drivers, click on JDBC driver, you can see one more driver is registered, that is the MySQL. Okay, so if you click on this one and come to data source also, here you can see one data source is already created. And if you want to view the data, I mean your test connection, you can create like test connection, successfully tested connection from the MySQL database. You can view all the details, like what is the JNDA name, this is the JNDA name, and this is the driver name. Okay, so this is all about like how to install this MySQL JDBC driver. So most probably in the next video we'll cover like instead of going to this command line, we can directly from the user interface we can, we can deploy this one. So I'll cover that part in the next video. Okay, that's it.